are back again, another live stream, and I still use this microphone, which is on my T-shirt or my because the other one has too much of the keyboard. That's the Neumann in front of me, which is a great vocal microphone, but for live stream, yeah, I need to maybe to look for a better sounding one. This one is a from line 6, not a bad brand. So it sounds a little bit thin. So I could change a little bit the EQ here to give a little bit more mid on the body. I'm not sure if that makes it better. Yeah, welcome everybody. Our first live stream of 2026. Time flies, isn't it? Unbelievable. Yeah, so today the subject is again BLUE-3. But as always, I love to derail myself, and I thought, why not do a very short drum kit build by using Punch 2? So we have Punch 2. I have a drum kit called Bit of 220 volts, which uses a lot of algorithms. And by the way, if you have a Punch 2, it's has a lot of options. It's once you understand it, it's easy, but it has a higher learning curve. Of course, we have on the playlist Punch 2 many tutorials where you can work inside of it. It's definitely one of the most powerful drum software synthesizers with synthesis. So in terms of real drums, many other options, TuneTrack, you name it, has some great plugins for more real sound. So Punch 2 focus on electronic drums, virtual analog, and of course new stuff. So if we look at Punch 2 now, the first is the kick one, and that's a model. So if I go here to the pencil, click on the pencil, you have the tuning and the amp envelope. The amp makes the volume, and the tuning is essentially the click, the bass drum. So if you have a decay and a wrong curve, then you can hear how a bass drum essentially is created by a very fast pitch envelope. And we have then two tones, low and high. Hear the difference? And low. And you still, by changing the start point, you make the bass drum more muddy or more bright. So you have a lot of controls in tuning. There's even an overtone. And the amp section, that's cool for if you're making more hip-hop type stuff. You have a hold. So you have a lot of freedom, and there are also options to have it pitched. And of course what we did, if you have this model type bass drum, we have folders with presets. So for instance, this one is a nice one. So you have a lot of options. The other sound you heard when I use now is the hi-hats, which are also models. And if you click on pad 5 on the pencil, you see note E1. This one uses a model 2, which is essentially a not ring model, yes, a modulating. I think it's phase distortion, so one oscillator modulates the other one, and then you have got all these settings. So this is more how a 808 makes the kit, the hi-hat, sorry. Now, and you see also can choke. So group 1 is the choke. So if you have the open playing, which essentially is, if you look down, is pad 6. Of course here. You can make, it's a bit short. So if I go to the pattern, and that's groove 2, added groove 2. You see, this is the step 1, or the first lane is the closed hi-hat, and this is the open hi. You see in the background pad 05, channel E, note E1, and pad 06, F1. So this is also done electronically. So what I can do is essentially, if I go here, and I change now the sound of this hi-hat, I can copy this one by using the menu. So pad 5, I click on the menu, copy pad to pad number 6. That makes it easy for me to make an open one. So now it sounds the same, but if I go to pad 6, which is F1, it's the open one, and that I can make longer here. So you see, this is also electronically made hi-hats, just like a... So that's another one. Then we have the snare. The snare, let's see, go back to the main. That's the snare pad. Well, that is a snare model. Tuning, amp, noise. So here have the, you have a block. Oh, that one also has a little bit of reverb, so I shut down the reverb. You have this block, very short block, and the noise. This together makes the snare. And I use the bandpass filter on the noise, so you can make all kind of different snare sounds. And there's also stereo spread. So this is a mono snare, and this is an electronic stereo snare. So you have also noise envelope for making. So if I use this now, make it shorter, so that's the amp envelope. Oh, that's for the tone. And this one is for the noise. Oh, this one has an additional click. Yeah, there's so much inside of it. So now it's a shorter snare. Okay. And what is cool, now the snare, each module has its own distortion. So to make the snare a little bit more analog sound, because the analog modules always have so a kind of distortion inside the circuit. So we pick here over, for instance, what I like is the fold over. Watch this. So this is the snare. Gives it a little bit of edge. So you see, you can create your own 808, 909 type of personal drum kits. And there are, of course, more sounds. These ones. So this is a user again. This one. I can mute it here. By the way, you see the pads are down here as well. So I can mute that one. And this one I can add it now. It's also yeah, you can make some weird stuff. You get some graphic stuff. The other one was this one. And I also can press solo. That's a cabasa. So that's, let's go. Here again a model. It's a noise model. I can make it longer. So you see there are a lot of, depending on which model you pick, a lot of parameters. And I can understand that some people will say, oh, this is difficult. Yeah, definitely, it's not easy. With some models, you really need to spend time. There's even a modulation, which I can. Now you have more cabasa. So, I'll press solo off. And there are also samples. But this one, let's see what this one is. And now we go to BLUE-3. So this one is also a model, making a squeak. They call this a squeak. So you can, okay, let me save this one because there are some very nice sounds in it. Save preset in folder, so I put that one in my own personal folder for the time being, Rob. Okay. Another, oh, and other Anna drum. So you see, you have with Punch 2 a lot of synthesis options. So this, the original one, it's totally only, I think, there's somewhere I heard, if you hit note F sharp, there are samples. So the sequencer is, if you click here on pattern, here's the sequencer, and sequence break 3 pops up. So that's this one. Here you see the keyboard, break 3. Conga. Yeah, cool stuff. It's not an easy drum machine. I think it's easy to use once you know your way around. It's based up on 24 pads. You can trigger sequencers, which are on board, which are in the pattern page. Here you got from note C3, it starts groove 1, then we call it groove, but of course you can have, each is an individual sequence with 4 tracks. So groove 3 is playing the snare, groove 4 is doing the squeak, you have break 3 does a conga, 4 break 4, and these you can combine while playing, and you can record them like an arpeggiator, note on, note off, and then you get the groove. So it's a combination, it's a different concept. It's a nice bass drum. A bit distorted. Okay, so let me see, guys. So that's what I did. A little derailing myself with Punch 2. Very exciting drum machine. And the plan I have in the future, which I start very soon, is, for instance, if you go to Model 1, is to place here some information how the sound is built up. So to help the end users, because for me it's all logical. I mean, it's the tuning that it makes the pitch drop of the kick drum, creating this kick drum sound, and that the amp section controls the volume. You know, you can explain a little bit more. For me, it's all very straightforward. And by the way, what you also can do here is even use a user wave. Now it's a sine wave, you see, but you also can pick a square wave. Or a user wave, which you draw yourself here. It's insane what you can do with Punch 2. But yeah, so there are some good tutorials inside the playlist of Punch 2. And yeah, you need some more time with Punch 2 to get everything so that you understand the whole concept. It's an easy concept, but you have a lot of options, of course. Yeah, and if you have the main page, and that's the last thing I will tell, is that down here you also have some additional controls. So already here you can do some little editing. For instance, if you click here Pad 2, you already can do some little editing. You not always have to go deep, so that you go to the main, to the edit page, but you already can stay on the main page and edit here already some little things like changing the distortion. Then there is a master page, which is here, with all the volumes, but the master page is also, some parts are here. So for instance, if you have this groove, you can click on the filter and add the high pass filter. Or compressor. Or a limiter. Weird sound. Or mono stereo, which makes these low-end mono. Although this mono stereo, it's cool, but the sound is so straight, so pure already that you don't need this mono stereo, in my opinion. But we added to it. Okay, but let's go now back to BLUE-3, because the whole subject of today's live stream is again BLUE-3. As you might maybe notice, we sent an email newsletter and talked about the sounds recreated by using the Shakuhashi. Of course, I butchered again the name. I said Shakuhashu, but it's Shakuhashi. And I wrote it wrongly. So maybe if you download it, I uploaded it again, but then with the spell check correction, because I wrote it wrongly, spell check. It was this baby we talked about, and we had then of course the weird shakuhachi combination. Yeah, the point is, of course, it's uploaded again, the zip with the correct spelling of shakuhachi, and I forgot also to add the other sound I created last December with this Shakuhachi project. It's the synth Asian fields, because we had this typical pitch glide with the multi-envelope, and I use it also on another sound. So that one is also again in the zip. So if you would go back to the 18th of December, live stream 18th of December, then in the info section you can download again the zip file, the Shakuhashi pan flute emu duo will appear twice, because the one, if you did download already, you have also the one with the wrong spelling. But what I wanted to do today is continue with making some cool sounds with this. And this is the test 2. I did change a little bit the multi-envelope. Here you can see it. That's nice. That was a vocal. It was a choir amen. So I was working on this one, and what of course happens is the flute suddenly stops. And the choir keeps on playing. So what I can do to make a kind of flute again appearing is picking the flute here. And this one, you see, this flute, I can give it a envelope. So if I go down, oscillator 6, oscillator 3, you see each oscillator has its own volume envelope. If you open envelope amount, it's, hear that? But I can give it a pre-delay, and this one is of course, and I can give it a pre-delay. So I can make it blend in. So once the shakuhachi is dead in its sound, there it comes. Goes this one. And of course this one doesn't have vibrato, so let's give it a little bit of vibrato. I pick a I can use that one, maybe this free one amount. I open the free amount speed, and then I use the mob matrix for controlling the free LFO. Free LFO 1, 2, to give the flute vibrato. So, and I do this oscillator 3 on the fine. So let me, okay. Of course, I need to see. Is it, yeah, that's the right one. Oh no, it's filter LFO. I need the free LFO. I have the wrong modulation source. Free LFO 2. So now, let's see what happens. So I can extend essentially then the flute sound a little bit. Of course it sounds a little bit different. Maybe a little bit later again. So I use the third oscillator, put on the envelope volume control, amount control, give it a delay, so then the sounds. Then let's see. Maybe I make this one polyphonic, then I go to the play mode on the right hand side. Yeah, that's nice. I saved this one, save preset as. Oh, man. I call it because choir man. So, let me know, guys. Do you like the sound? Yeah. So, of course, what I need to do is give it a tagging. It's a synth sound. It's a, yeah, it has a choir, spacey, definitely. XY, it's polyphonic, has a lot of affix and sample based. Yeah, apply and save. So we really give the Shakuhashi an additional life. So I went a little bit deeper in this pitch glide, what the original Shakuhashi does essentially. If you go to the FX and if you bypass all and you hear the dry sound and I play very low, you hear this typical tone it does. So if I put that on the vocal, that one uses the multi-envelope, so I put that on the choir. Of course, you can put it on different stuff. So I go through these samples and sometimes you... Okay, the other funny stuff was, of course, the... Oh, I'm at a war with my cable. The other thing was that we discovered, of course, is that the real typical thing if you use the feedback. And I thought maybe we can turn this in a maybe we can turn this one into a trumpet. So that's what I thought, because it sounds a little bit like a trombone, trumpet type of sound. So the original sample, let's see if that would be a trick we can do. So I put that one to oscillator 1. Semi. Take the same. Okay, sounds a bit funny. So what I can do, control. Now I go. Okay. it's totally wild. This is not sledgehammer. Okay, I'm tuning it now. So now it's a totally, because of the feedback. So originally, so make a shakuhachi dance sound. Oh, no, it's, oh, well, this is a little bit over the top, Rob. Oh. So by the way, you can do that with all these samples. So if you go to the especially some of totally goes wild. Okay, so I'm playing around, guys. Sorry for that. So I'm just experimenting. So what you can do, this triggers an idea. So I have a nice vocal sound. Okay, so let's make that one. Okay, now I have an idea. I use then I could use the same oscillator, which is also, so the oscillator here, if I keep the envelope amount 0, it doesn't control anymore the volume. So now if I change the envelope, it doesn't matter. So because with FM synthesis, each oscillator has its own volume envelope, and they are located here, all the envelopes of BLUE-3. And but you don't need to use them. So now I use the oscillator more in a normal case. So it goes to the filter. And what I had an idea now is, because the feedback does a strange effects, isn't it? So maybe what we could do is fade this in. So I would now use the, go to the mode matrix and would say modulation, oscillator 1 envelope volume. Yes, I control then the oscillator 1 feedback. So let's see what happens. Doesn't really go very much. Oh, now it goes. Okay, it's a bit too slow. It depends on the sound. So it's more like some insects joining the session. Yeah, you see also the change the outer ring, the animation is shown, so the feedback is close, and then the envelope does this to it. Now the depths is not maybe. Yeah, it depends maybe. So if we also have these weird sounds, sample special on a gong. No. Oh, that breaks it down. Oh, that's eerie. So it really depends on the sample, if it has any, might be usable function. It's a bit hard to find. So, by the way, if you wonder what this boil sound is, so let me shut down this one. I grab it for you, 1 second. Oh, I'm battling now the headphones. So I go to the other side of my studio, and you can still hear me because I have this wireless microphone. And, oh. So now you will find out what the boil is. So I captured this one. I did purchase. We were on the island, on an island in the Netherlands, in the north. Texel, they call it. And I was in a shop, it's just a regular shop, and I found this. You hear that one? I found that one. So I did sample it, and most likely I did play it like this. And that's the boil sound, which is this one. Weird, isn't it? You see, now you hear that I went around it. And these are cool things for, of course you also could use granular on it. So if I click here, GRN means granular. Weird. Yeah, it's a huge boil. Yeah, I call it boil or bowl. I call it boil. So this is without granular. This is with granular. Interesting, isn't it? So there are many weird sounds inside of it. I call it special. We have the drum feel. Oh, these are choir sounds. Tabla. So yeah, these samples are really very good for synth sounds. And in the pad sounds, you will hear many of the combination. This one uses Vox and Solina string. Yeah, I have a whole box with all kind of things which I did sample. Of course, there's a big gong inside my studio. I have a pieced gong, like really a big one, and that one is also inside the sample. So let me see. I think the tune percussion. Let me see. There should be. Oh, here's by the way the boil head. Oh. Of course, now it doesn't work because I have a different sound. Yeah, I have a whole big box, and I did sample all kind of weird thing. I even sampled a hard disk. So you have a hard disk. I put a chord on it and hit it, and so if you have here, so the whole focus with the built-in samples is that they are useful for really tuned sound, weird sounds. So if we go here, clap, all kind of, yeah, these weird percussion things. Oops, no, I hit the wrong button. So if we have here the water. So these are kind of sounds, and then we have the tuned percussion, tube screen. Okay, I hit a wrong one again. But let's go to the pads where sometimes, yeah, what I like is that, for instance, is that you can combine BLUE-3, a pad which is based around a Jupiter pad, combined with a quiet sound which is so it's a pad sound. Which is a great sound on its own. And then the oscillator 3 is doing a choir sound too. And of course, mentioned a few times, why this amp envelope with the attack, decay, sustain and release, which controls the volume. By the way, if you click on this one, you also have the graphic one, this little icon, is that you always have the control to do to change the sound very fast. So I can make it even more ambient, longer attack, very long release, and then you get a really So you see, with the attack and release longer, it's a totally different instrument. If I go backwards to attack and release, I have a kind of techno sound. Isn't that cool? Only changing the attack and release in one preset can make a huge of difference. Okay, let me see the chat room, because I was missing out the chat room. I was playing around myself with BLUE-3, and then, okay. I think if I missed something, let me know, guys. Okay. My chat function doesn't work anymore. Yeah, maybe it's down to, it looks okay here. Yeah, Browns, everything should be working. So to get back to what we started this year with another live stream. So for the ones who had the last live stream, which was the 18th of December, downloaded these Shakuhashi sounds. I updated these because I had a spell check inside of it, and I forgot one other sound. So the other sound I had was this, let me see, Synth Asian fields. That's how I called it, Synth Asian fields, in which I used this pitch glide, which we had by using the multi-envelope. I used that on oscillator 2 with a metal sleigh sound. So this, then combine it with a Vox sound. Yeah, is that not a very nice sound? So that one is then added to the zip file. So go to the live stream of the 18th of December about the Shakuhashi, and then you will find these presets. They were the original Shakuhashi, what I called. Then we have the blue one, the duo, combining with the real flute. So combined flute, we have, that's the emu one. And then the new one of today is, I will make this one as an additional zip downloadable for this evening, okay? It's called Shakuhashi Men, and essentially I could easily make some other variations. Maybe, let's see what we could have then. Drum feel. This is granular on this sample. That's overtone. That becomes more an effect sounds. Then you would need some eerie sounds also going along with it. Well, no, that's not a good one. 1 second. Okay. It's metal. Ah, that's eerie, not nice. No. Okay, guys. is your Jupiter 8 sample? No, I recreated the sound inside the BLUE-3. So if you go to the pet sounds, and for instance, if you take down in pet 3, let me see, this one. I really recreated the sound. By using 2 filters, it's pretty short. You can make it long. And of course, because we have FX on BLUE-3, I added also some FX, although this one is dry, it's totally dry, yeah. Bit too long. So I combined 2 filters, and you see in total 4 oscillators for creating this sound. So it's not a sample, it's really built up using synthesis. And you see the square wave is using symmetry modulation for this yeah, it's originally oscillator. This is totally synthesis. And that's the cool thing. So if you go back to this pad where we have a bit the sound of a, let me see, emulator and GP pad, which is in the pads of 4, you have again this oscillator 1 and 2 doing a Jupiter sound, and then the third oscillator, that's a sample, that's choir. Then you got the and the cool thing is that if you, I could still open the filters here, so it's really cool. With BLUE-3 you have subtractive synthesis, so you can do really analog model type of sounds. You can do FM, therefore these 6 oscillators. You can use samples on board. You even can use your own samples. And that's the combination. So if you go to the, let me see, pad 4. This one uses only 1 oscillator, but uses the phaser, analog phaser. So that also tells you that you not always have to use 6 oscillators to get a great sound. Even 1 oscillator can sound. And what is, yeah, I mean, you can talk hours with BLUE-3, what you can do. I mean, use this one, use this. The XY in a vector mode, the vector mode means that it controls the volumes between 1, 2, 3, and 4, oscillator 1, 2, 3, and 4. It's a way powerful synthesizer, but what is great that it comes along with a massive amount of top quality presets, also from other sound designers, from Jamal of course, but we also in the Explorer 10 we added the, let me see, if it's not inside this one here, we have of course the the 17, the Klangweld Bank with Klangweld, what we did. So yeah, so much, guys. Therefore, another live stream with BLUE-3, the first one in 2026. I hope you enjoyed it, and we catch up next week again, another live stream. I will upload this preset which I created today with the vocal. So this called Man, Shakuhashi Man, which is somebody singing alongside the flute player. Cool, isn't it? So I will upload the zip and we check next week. Thanks for watching, guys, and see you next week again. Bye-bye.